Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted, as always, to be joined by Owen McKendry. We are in betting tip mode here for one of the biggest fights of the year. Definitely one, as we said, undisputed light heavyweight title action between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. This is a betting tip show, but before we get into that, please do like this video, drop us a comment when you hear our tips and what have you. Just let us know what your thoughts are, what you will be backing on the night, if anything, on this fight, because there's definitely money to be made. When it's a kind of a 50-50. Either way, a lot of people saying Beterbiev, a lot of people saying Bivol. I'd say there'll be a lot of people that will be placing bets, trying to find some value, and we're here to try and help you do that. So yeah, please do like this video, drop a comment, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, we've got all of your boxing needs under one roof. Any type of video interview you can kind of think of, we've got you covered, as well as all of the Beterbiev Bivol content and more in the weeks and months after. Oh, and as I mentioned, this is the bet and tip show. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I think it kind of sells itself, doesn't it? Me and you don't need to sit here and tell everybody you have to tune in and watch this fight. I mean, it's just a fight we've been wanting and calling for years. And anytime there's an undisputed fight, eyeballs on it. Let's be honest, we all love an undisputed fight, and this is arguably one of the best that you can make in all of boxing. So I'm glad it's finally happening. I don't think we need to butter it up a little too much. We may as well get straight into it. I'm gonna ask you for your betting tip for Dmitry Bivol, Artur Beterbiev. What are you thinking? What are you thinking of backing, and why?
Thank you for having me on as always. I've debated this fight, God knows how many times in my head. I think, like you say, it's a case of it's for me. It's taking the casual aspect out of the sport. I don't think there's a bigger fight to be made in boxing at present. Your AJ Fury, obvious reasons, but this for me, it doesn't get beat. As I say, it's two elite guys, and when you've got two elite fighters, it's so hard to judge and call. It's a head or heart. I'm going with my guy Artur Beterbiev. Rounds 10 to 12 to get the stoppage. It's 8 to 1. I think Beterbiev is just that guy. I think he'll just find a way. He's not indestructible. He got dropped by Callum Johnson. He got hurt by Anthony Yard, but you've seen how he responds. Callum Johnson dropped him, and he almost looked at him as if to say, "Who do you think you are?" Anthony Yard hurt him, and again, it was almost like he sat in his corner and went, "Who does he think he is? How can he be doing this to me?" So, as Dmitry Bivol is incredible, but there's so much value in this fight. The odds are brilliant, especially if you're picking rounds, knockouts, etc. There's a lot of money to be made, but I just think Artur Beterbiev is that guy. He will always find a way, no matter what level of opponent he's facing. So I am backing Artur Beterbiev to get the stoppage in rounds 10 to 12 at 8 to 1.
Interesting, mate. Very, very interesting. Think to kind of add to what you said, I think there's definitely value in just
Mm.
backing Beterbiev to win by stoppage as well. I couldn't really believe the app that I would look at. Beterbiev's stoppage was 7-4 at any time. I was like, that's crazy to me. I think if you're a Beterbiev fan and you are confident he wins this fight, you're probably worth definitely backing him to win it via knockout, because like his record speaks for himself, 20-0 with 20 stoppages. Like, the likelihood is if he wins, it's going to be via knockout. I think even to record a knockdown, Beterbiev was like 11-10. So something like that could be even an ACA builder for you if you're doing something like that for this card. You've been brave with your shout, mate. I'm gonna be brave as well with my shout, and I love when this happens. Whether it's a preview, a big fight breakdown, a betting tip show, what final predictions, whatever. I'm disagreeing. I'm going the other way. I'm going for Dmitry Bivol. I think oh, mate, he's going to have to be very, very good for 36 minutes. Um, and I do think he'll win on points. That's only 21-20 though, so I'm not going for that. My betting tip is Dmitry Bivol to be knocked down and win. So I'm going for Bivol to climb off the canvas to win this fight on points. I think he's an elite boxer. We saw that against Canelo. I think, yes, Beterbiev is class and doesn't really waste many punches either. But I just think Bivol, if he uses his distance, his timing, I think he can box on the back foot for the majority of this fight. He can maybe even bring it to Beterbiev, push him back, but not get it in too close, keep it at range for straight Beterbiev. That being said, I do think there'll be, let's be honest, Beterbiev will land. Like it's a fight at the end of the day, and he's elite. He will land, and he does seem to have dynamite in those hands. So I'm thinking Bivol might have to come through a bit of adversity to win this. He's not going to have it all plain sailing. Let's be honest. And yeah, Bivol, as good as he is, we have seen him get hit a few times. You know, even Joe Smith had him almost wobbled at the end of a round in their fight a few years back. I think the same could happen here. Wouldn't surprise me if Beterbiev landed a big hook or a bit of whatever it is, and Bivol does go down, takes a knee, but recovers, and ends up getting back on the back foot, outboxing Beterbiev and winning on points. That's priced at 9-1. So you can't be tuning into this video saying that we're not providing you with value there. An 8-1 tip and a 9-1 tip from Owen and myself. So yeah, really, really interesting, mate. I think you kind of press you a little more on yours. You're going for the last few rounds for Beterbiev to win via stoppage. If you had to pick one individual round with the most value, like we love doing this. It's really almost impossible sometimes to pick one individual round. But if you had to pick one round in which you think Artur Beterbiev would stop Dmitry Bivol, and which one would that be?
So I'm just checking the prices here. I would, for myself, I would go round 11. You can get Artur Beterbiev round 11 at 20-1. I think that's a huge price. I would be genuinely one of the most shocked I've ever been in terms of a situation if this fight ended in the first half of the fight, even at round 7, rounds 8. I genuinely, although they're both elite guys, I would be so shocked. I think if it is going to be late, if it is going to be a stoppage, it's going to be late. Sorry. So Artur Beterbiev round 11, 20-1. Because I think if it gets past round 11, if it's close, round 12 could either be a shut off or just pure and utter carnage. So I think for me, Beterbiev, I think Bivol will be winning on points. I think Bivol will get knocked down early-ish, come back, recover, take over the fight again, and then I think it's going to be a case of Beterbiev down on the cards. He's got to find a way. Round 11. Good night.
Oh man, I mean, I just hope the fight lives up to our expectations, because I mean, it's just whatever way you're leaning in this fight, or whatever way you're backing in terms of the bets. We just want to deliver. That's all we want. Unification fights, undisputed fights usually do. So yeah, let's hope the same is the case here. Just to finish off, mate, although I'm going for Bivol, and I've said all along, I do think Bivol beats Beterbiev. If I'm just looking to not maybe looking to do round betting, or looking to just do method of victory, the best value is to back Artur Beterbiev by knockout here, in my opinion. Like, you
Really.
just look, as you said, you look at his record, 20-0, 20 knockouts. You're like, right, the best chance of winning is probably knockout. And it's 7-4. Like, that's insane value for someone that literally touches you, and you'll go over. So yeah, I definitely think the values in Beterbiev knockout. But yeah, daring to be great, mate, with our two tips.
As
You're going,
always,
uh, you're going Bivol. Sorry, you're going Beterbiev at the end of the fight. I'm going Bivol to win it on points, but perhaps have to get off the deck. Guys, let us know in the comments your thoughts on this fight and your tips. Let us see your bet slips, who you're backing for this fight, and obviously a couple of the undercard fights as well. Pretty few even ones on there as well. But yeah, as always, guys, please do hit that subscribe button. We've got you covered from all angles with our boxing content, whether that's betting tip shows, final predictions, previews, reviews, reaction videos, interviews with fighters. Yeah, we've got you covered from all angles for this card and beyond for the rest of the year into 2025. You name it, we've got a video on it. So yeah, please do check out the rest of the channel. Drop us a like on this video. Let us know in the comments your thoughts, and as always, subscribe to the channel. Owen, thanks for joining me, mate. Absolute pleasure as always, and I'll speak to you again soon.